I would like to invite everyone to stand as the members of the Veterans of Foreign War Post 2326 and our American Legion Post 28 present the colors, and then the Grand Haven High School graduation band under the direction of Mr. Dustin Stoner plays our national anthem. Please be seated. My name is Tracy Wilson, principal here at Grand Haven High School, and I would like to welcome you to the Grand Haven High School 142nd Annual Commencement Exercises. This is our 21st out here at Ferris Street, and we are so blessed to have incredible weather so we can be outside this evening. Thank you parents, grandparents, and guests for joining us in a celebration of our seniors. Tonight we're here to honor 419 seniors from the class of 2018. Graduates, I hope you looked around as we came up through the visitor side of the stadium, because we have an absolute full house, and it's all about you tonight. I'm honored to introduce our special guests. On stage with me this evening is Superintendent Andy Engel, Board of Trustees President John Simeon, Vice President Carl Treitler, Secretary Christine Baker, Treasurer Seth Holt, Trustee James O'Neill, Trustee Nicole Stack. Also with us this evening is our high school administrative team, Assistant Principals Mike Roberson, Travis Spayman, Athletic Director Scott Robertson, Facility Manager Jason McKay, and our Ottawa County Sheriff's Deputy Ryan DeVries. You also saw entering in this evening for the 26th year in a row, all of the teaching staff and support staff from the Grand Haven Area Public Schools who are here to celebrate with our seniors. I would also like to thank Assistant Superintendent Scott Grimes for being with us this evening to offer support as well. We're starting a new tradition tonight. So this year, I would like to ask the members of the class of 2018 who are choosing to serve our country to please stand and make your way to the microphone with Mrs. Dean and Mr. Sickinga. We would like to recognize these students for making the choice to serve our country by providing them with a red, white, and blue honor cord, along with having them pinned by the veterans that are with us tonight from the Veterans of Foreign War and the American Legion.
Logan Weirda. Promise Lattimore.
Thank you very much, veterans, for joining us this evening. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Mr. Andrew Engel, as he provides an address to the graduates.
Good evening, Mrs. Wilson, members of the Board of Education, faculty, staff, parents, family members, special guests, and most importantly, our seniors. It's an honor to be with you tonight and celebrate and share in your joy in the next steps. Graduation is a time of celebration and reflection on years of hard work and accomplishment. Even more, it's a time to look forward and appreciate the endless opportunities that await each of you. While we're here to celebrate the end of your K-12 education and graduation from high school, I hope you know the word commencement is not defined as an ending. Rather, commencement signifies a new beginning for each of you as a high school graduate entering the next phase of your life. Tonight, we honor the individuals that you have become through your school career and look forward to your continued growth and contributions to the community both here in Grand Haven and beyond. Class of 2018, this event is about you, but it's also about your family and all those that have supported you and helped you on your journey. They want to celebrate too. So let's pause for a moment and reflect on what you leave behind here in Grand Haven. Seniors, this community and school district have made a monumental investment in each and every one of you. As I said, we're anxious and excited about what you'll accomplish and where you're going. It's important to express our appreciation and affirm all those here today and throughout our community for the support they provided over the year. So here's a short list. Parents and family, for the countless hours you've invested directly in your child, but also for your membership in PTOs, PTAs, music boosters, athletic boosters, attending concerts, activities, and athletic events, and the list goes on for all these years. To all the nonprofits that support us and our students, Loudoun District Library, Grand Haven Area Community Foundation, Grand Haven Schools Foundation, Ottawa Area United Way, Rotary, Kiwanis, and many, many more, for all the partnerships in supporting these students and families and your efforts to offer tremendous services and opportunities that enrich all our lives. To our staff and everybody associated with the Grand Haven Area Public Schools, faculty and principals, for your daily lessons, individual support, and pushing each of these students ever forward. All our support staff, including building secretaries, aides, bus drivers, food service, custodian, for all the little things and actions daily behind the scenes that make a huge difference. To the City of Grand Haven, all our townships, law enforcement, fire authority, for your vigilance, support, and partnership to keep our students and staff safe. To our Chamber of Commerce and our business community, for the thousands of dollars in donations and contributions you've given our students and programs year in and year out. And seniors, for the joy you brought to each of us every day. We're so proud of your accomplishments. Each family here has their senior story and the path that we celebrate tonight, but everybody has their additional stories of all your extra kids that you've supported over the years, everyone in the class of 2018. For this occasion, has everyone bursting with pride that you've reached a milestone. All of you friends and classmates, our extended sons and daughters, we're going to miss the action that comes along with watching and supporting you right along with our own. You bring the same joy and sadness when you succeed and when you struggle. You brighten our days with your youth, your laughter, and your personalities. You've made our lives better through being a part of yours, and we're going to miss you. As you go forward in life, I have just two simple messages I hope you can remember. First, be persistent. Your greatest successes and joy will come through or as a result of some of your greatest challenges. Always persist. Life isn't always easy, but being persistent in finding and pursuing your passions is possible. Second, never stop learning. Yes, formally, but most important, informally too. Throughout your life, continue to grow, get better, prove yourself. Finally, please know you always have this community, Grand Haven, behind you. When you have success, we'll all celebrate. When you hit a roadblock, persist, and we'll be here to support you. You remain forever connected to Grand Haven now. As the saying goes, all these people, everybody around you, we've got your back. In closing, I take this opportunity to thank all for being present and part of this graduation ceremony for the class of 2018. And so this is the official business you've been waiting at least to hear me say. There's more to come. By the authority vested in me by the Grand Haven Area Public Schools Board of Education, designated to the Superintendent of Schools, I certify that these seniors present this evening have met all the requirements and standards for high school graduation set forth by the State of Michigan and the Grand Haven Area Public Schools Board of Education. Class of 2018, your future is bright, your legacy is secure. Good luck, good health, and good life to you. Congratulations, go Bucks.
The class of 2018 is the fourth class to have the opportunity to participate in the early college program. This is a 3-year program and a 3-year commitment which extends beyond 12th grade, at which time our seniors will receive a high school diploma along with either a Michigan transfer agreement or an associate's degree. It's a cooperation between Grand Haven Area Public Schools, the Ottawa Area Intermediate Center, and Muskegon Community College. These students that are participating in tonight's commencement exercise, this time next year will have the opportunity to participate in a commencement exercise at Muskegon Community College. So I would like those 32 students from the graduating class to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your dedication and commitment to this program. You may be seated. It is with great pleasure that I invite John Richardson to the stage. John has spent his entire career in Grand Haven area school system and exceeded our curriculum, and so therefore spent a portion of his day at Grand Valley State University as a dual enrolled student. John has been an instrumental member of the Science Olympiad team along with our tennis program. John.
How's it going, Grand Haven? All right, I'd just like to take this opportunity to first personally thank all the families and members of the community out here today. We students really appreciate your support, even if we don't always pretend like it. So one message that I've encountered this past year of the about 1,000 that you do comes from the company that my mom works for, and soon to be the company that I work for as well. One of the company's core values is lifelong learning. And I started thinking about it, and I think the reason why it has really stuck with me throughout, again, all the thousands of things you hear this year, is because no matter who you are, no matter what you do next year, no matter what you do the year after that, you can always take risks, ask questions, you can always seek new ideas, you can always learn. So above all else, I hope this is something that each one of us takes out of our high school experience. Go Bucks!
We have been extremely fortunate in Grand Haven to have a tradition of excellence in regards to our academic achievement, and this year's class is no exception. The class of 2018 has played a huge part in helping Grand Haven High School and the Grand Haven Area Public Schools receive prestigious third-party rankings. Members of this class have been part of a successful Science Olympiad program, national champion in Noah Van Abema. Noah, stand. Where is he? Oh, what Absolutely incredible, Noah. Congratulations. First Robotics, Model UN, DECA, the programs go on and on. This group also had 4 seniors that were recognized by National Merit with National Merit Honors. So if Mason Osborne, Trent Stegging, John Richardson, and Noah Merriman would please stand and receive recognition. At this time, we are going to honor 53 distinguished academic leaders who have been extremely successful in the classroom. A distinguished academic leader means that they have a cumulative grade point average of 3.9 or higher. This group has an average cumulative grade point average of 4.04. So if Mr. Roberson, Assistant Principal, and Mr. Spayman could join me on stage, along with our first row of distinguished academic leaders, make your way to the microphone with Mr. Sickinga and Mrs. Dean.
I saw that. Smooth, you were smooth. Where'd you get that degree from? The Oakland A's? Where'd you get that degree?
Tavin Ardell. Nicholas Beers. Erica Beam. Jenna Benson. Kaylee Bowie. Jamie Cowman. Jacqueline Crow. Jordan DeVries. Jasmine Duong. Mackenzie Fairfield. Mason Fritz. Ballant Gall. Jonathan Hoffman. Owen Jennings. McKenna Keith. Sarah Cooning. Ryan Clayhorst. Kelly Clow. Cataline Kovac. Kendall Cruz. Marcelo Laranja. Zachary Lavercum. Connor Jacob Lund. Maya Masvero. Emily Matson. Catherine Webster. Alyssa Wiedemann. Nathan Witteveen.
William Mayfield. Bryson McHenry. Noah Merriman. Isadora Mitchell. Adam Nelson. Mason Osborne. Krista Plamondon. Jack Plowman. Audrey Roos. John Richardson. Natasha Robertson. Callista Rockwell. Jennifer Ryan. Olivia Sanborn. Rebecca Schrader. Nathan Sexton. Colton Simonte. Spencer Sortman. Trent Stedgink. Caden Striegel. Jerica Tallman. Lucinda Toppin. Stephanie Van Nile. Madeline Van Skelvin. Jasmine Wang.
You may be seated. Congratulations on the outstanding accomplishment. Megan Costner is going to make her way on stage. Megan has served as your class president this year, but she's been involved in Student Senate all through high school. I've enjoyed having the opportunity to work closely with Megan on several projects. Her dedication and passion to Grand Haven High School and all of her classmates is really fun to be around. Megan.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Welcome, friends, family, educators, and support staff that helped me get to where I am today. It is an honor to be standing before you on such a memorable occasion. I want to start out by saying thank you to all my family and friends. Class of 2018, please take a moment right now and think of all the people who have loved and supported you every step of the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be walking across this stage today. but we can't forget what an amazing journey it has been and all of the many accomplishments we have to be proud of. Every single one of us has contributed to the success of one another throughout our time here at Grand Haven High School. Whether you participated in the homecoming pep assemblies or attended our blue and gold games, together, the senior class has laid the foundation for endless potential for future students. This time of year is always overwhelming, and now that we are finally the graduates, it is even more chaotic. I find myself stressed about college, the future, and quite frankly, this speech. The days are flying by as we attend another open house and another awards banquet. This past Sunday, while sitting at the baccalaureate, something was said that just might change how I enter the next chapter of my life. Mr. Cram spoke to us that day about stillness. We too often get caught up in the busyness of life, forgetting to take a second to appreciate the moment we are living in. Like many other adults in our life, Mr. Cram told us to be something. He told us to be still. Those two words stuck with me. It reminded me of something I recently wrote for the Grand Haven Tribune graduation edition. I expressed my thoughts on how we were always told to be something. Our parents were constantly telling us to be good, be kind, be polite, be our best, to be something. But sometimes we just need to be. We have to be still to allow us to recognize and appreciate the some things that we are being. I want us to be still for a moment and remember two of our classmates, Shelby Hardebeck and Carter Dyke, who are no longer with us. Thank you. They were something, weren't they? A good friend, a swimmer, a soccer player, a student, a brother, a sister, a daughter, a son. They both knew how to be something in this world. We miss them, but we also know that when we allow ourselves to be quiet, we can feel them. They are still in our hearts and will continue to be long after this moment. Moving forward, no matter where we go or what we do, there are challenges ahead of us. What I'm asking from each of the graduates and for myself is to meet those challenges straight on with your head held high and your heart wide open. Find those moments away from the electronics that consume our time. Disconnect, turn it off, all of it, and be still. That is where you will find who you are and what matters. It's not enough to simply try to get by in life. That doesn't move the world forward. You must try to excel in everything you do, strive for excellence in every task, large or small. That is when you will find yourself being something for yourself and others. The class of 2018 will walk out of here today feeling proud of all they have accomplished. Always remember the friendships you have made and the memories you will take with you wherever you go. As Steve Jobs said at Stanford University's commencement speech in 2005, stay hungry and stay foolish. Enjoy life and its offerings, and don't live too fast. Make your next 4 years as great as these 4, and grow with your family and friends. Be still while you be something. Thank you.
At the conclusion of each school year, each class votes for the most influential teachers, selecting their top 3. These votes are tallied, and one teacher is selected for each year that students are in our building, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. At graduation each year, the graduating senior class honors each of those 4 faculty members from their 4 years here. So at this time, I would like to have Julia Drobchek, Mackenzie Fairfield, Mason Fritz, and Caden Striegel join me on stage to present these most influential faculty awards.
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Fairfield. After 4 long years, here we sit, ready to walk across this stage and receive our diplomas. We have had the privilege of being guided by an incredible teaching staff, so when asked to decide who meant the most to us, our decision was not easy. This teacher knows what it means to capture kids' hearts. Whether it be on the turf of Buccaneer Stadium or in his classroom in Pod 7, he strives for connections with his players and students. He is a mentor on the field through every win and every loss, lifting team morale and putting in extra hours with specialty positions. However, his expertise extends far beyond the football field. He draws even the shyest of kids into conversations and gives them a safe space for when a day at school may become just a little too much. He's encouraging, he challenges you to step outside your comfort zone, and he pushes you to strive for the excellence he knows is in you. When asked what makes this teacher one of the class favorites, the most common responses were, he's super funny and his review basketball. His humor and English vocab review techniques have made him a go-to class favorite. So on behalf of the class of 2018, I am honored to award Mr. Nate Allen the Most Influential Staff Award. Thank you for all you have done these past 4 years to impact our lives. Please join us on stage to receive your award.
Good evening. My name is Caden Striegel, and I have the honor tonight of presenting a teacher with this Most Influential Staff Award. My freshman year at Grand Haven, I came into the high school with reservations like many of my peers, and I was unsure of what to expect. Yet, from the moment I entered this individual's classroom, I was instantly met with a comforting smile and a greeting that gave an air of empathy and kindness. For the entire year, this teacher genuinely gave their all into going out of their way to help each student on a personal level and get to know them. And it went beyond their role as an educator. I clearly recall one instance in which I brought a paper to this teacher, and it was for a totally different class, and I was just struggling, and I didn't know what to do. And they spent the next 30 minutes of class just spending time on me and helping me to better my writing. I can say that because of actions like these, this class set me up for future success. What I learned in this course went much further than the normal call of duty for a teacher and simply bestowing information on kids. Instead, we were all actively encouraged to better our learning and become better individuals and critical thinkers. I'm proud to present this award for the most influential staff member on the class of 2018 to Mrs. Wonder.
Hi there, I'm Julia Jobtech, and it's such an honor to present this award. Being humble isn't seen very often these days, but coming across this teacher, he sheds light onto what being humble truly is. This person opened his mind and heart out to develop deeper connections than just the surface level of a classroom, whether that's saying like a simple hello in the hallway or those long conversations during lunches. He is one to go all in on everything that he does and tackles every challenge that he encounters. He has such a strong passion for inspiring others to learn and create their own story by sharing his. He wears his heart in his sleeves and would do anything to put others before himself. It is an honor to award Mr. Cram Most Influential Staff Member.
Hi, I'm Mason Fritz. As students over the past years, we've succeeded thanks not only to ourselves, but to those around us. We have found role models and friends in our families, classmates, and community. I'm honored to introduce one of our class's most influential teachers, as voted on by our class itself. There are many great teachers. There are those that excel at teaching their material and can help even the most struggling students succeed. There are those that make class so fun. This thing is so annoying. There are those that, okay. There are those that make class so fun that you look forward to attending class each day. And there are those that care so deeply about their students that they feel like a true friend. The teacher I have the honor of announcing tonight meets all of those criteria. I had the opportunity of having him as a teacher this past semester. I knew him since I was a freshman, and I heard about him all throughout middle school from my brother. He's taught in the science department for many years and has made a name for himself in doing so. He makes learning fun as well as worthwhile. He takes time each morning to shake his students' hands as they walk through the door, and as well as asks how they are. I got to experience his greeting when I got to class in time. But even when I was late, he would find time during the hour to come and see me and ask how I was. Thankfully, he was merciful with tardies. This teacher also goes out of his way to support students in extracurricular activities. Many teachers will attend basketball games or football games, but few will attend the less popular sports or events. I was spot on at many of my water polo and swim events since the beginning of my high school career. He gets to know his students on a personal level rather than just teach the material. He acts as a positive influence for us students, both as a friend, a teacher, and a role model. I hope I have as much hair as he does when my hair turns gray. I also hope I can grow a beard like that too. I'm happy to give this award to Mr. Stanley.
Congratulations, faculty. Nice job, seniors. It is my honor to invite Student Senate President Jack Plowman to the podium to offer some remarks. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch Jack. Where is he? Is he coming? Oh, come on. I'm going to make you uncomfortable by standing up here next to me. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch Jack grow from a little tyke into a young man that he is today. We happen to be close family friends with his parents, and so watching him grow up into this gentleman today has been a lot of fun. He has been an integral part of Student Senate. You know that he is a Buccaneer just by the involvement that he has here. He's demonstrated incredible leadership academically with Student Senate and also athletically. He's worked hard to fulfill his role as the president of Student Senate, and he's made sure to do that while balancing all of those responsibilities. Jack.
Okay. Everyone has their own story, each an autobiography in the making. We each fill our books with different things. We all have different plot points, goals, aspirations, struggles, everything that makes us who we are. We also have a group of supporting characters joining us in our story and us in theirs. Friends, family, classmates, teammates, teachers, coaches, mentors. They're there to lead us, to accompany us, and to make us better. And like any good story, we have a setting. And for all of us these past years, it was Grand Haven High School. A place where no matter how much we complained, we never got open campus for lunch, controversial snow days were missed, and that rotunda never told the right time. Despite that, this high school holds our memories within its halls, moments told in our stories. Some tales of good, some not, but all were memorable. We learned so much about the classes we took, but so much more about ourselves. While we learned what a person is made of in anatomy and how it functions in biology, people go deeper than that. We figured out how to learn, laugh, and got to truly know others in these classrooms, finding unforgettable people. But these are all things we've already done, and that's not why we're here. We are at a point in our story where the plot thickens, the characters move on, and the settings change. We are all looking at a blank page waiting to be written, a new chapter. Our paths separate for most. Many will go on and attend some kind of secondary education. Others will go into a job to try to find their passion, and others will serve our country in the military. Whatever you choose, I urge you this: just work hard, be yourself, and live life. The late Craig Sager, a sports analyst, weeks before losing his battle to cancer, said, "Time is something that cannot be bought, it cannot be wagered with God, and is not an endless supply. Time is simply how you live your life." Our stories do have endings. The pages do run out. So go out and fill them with adventure, success, love, and happiness, because good books always have great endings. Thank you guys, all of you, for being supporting characters in my story and letting me be one in yours. I know all of you will be great authors, and I can't wait to read them. Go Bucks.
At this time, the senior members of our band will please join the graduation band as they play their final number under the direction of Director Ian Novoselic. Great job. As the seniors make their way back to their seats, I would just like to share that it's been well over a decade since we've invited an outside speaker to come to commencement and give a keynote address. But we decided rather to have someone from the graduating class speak to their classmates and leave them with a message. So if I could ask Noah Merriman to please join me on stage. Noah has excelled academically. He's been part of Science Olympiad, National Honor Society, Orchestra, Gotak, Buccaneer Swing Society, and Catalina. Extremely well-rounded. He also has to be one of the most humble students I've had the pleasure to work with. I mean, honestly, who gets a perfect 31 on their ACT and keeps it a secret? I had to find out from the news reporter, which is something he knows I'm never going to forgive him for. Noah. You got this.
Superintendent Engel, Principal Wilson, distinguished faculty, friends, family, and loved ones, and class of 2018, welcome. Although it may be tiresome by now, I'd like to offer congratulations to the senior class. We did it. And not only have we made it this far in our lives, we've flourished. We've had tremendous success in so many diverse areas: academics, athletics, music, the arts. The list is extensive, and there are numerous categories under which we boast of champions. The accomplishments we've made as a collective unit are astonishing, and on behalf of the class of 2018, I want to offer thanks to the family, friends, educators, coaches, and all influential people who have helped us surmount these monumental tasks. I also want to specifically thank Mrs. Wilson for asking me to deliver this address. I was both honored and humbled to be offered the opportunity to speak in front of you all. From the moment I was given this incredible role, I racked my brain for what I could say that would possibly be profound enough, or at least practical enough, to make it in a graduation speech. I decided not to be concerned with saying anything particularly novel or unique, but simply what is important and useful. With this goal in mind, I set out to brainstorm. I thought about topics like perseverance, work ethic, and patience. And while all of these seemed significant, I couldn't get over the feeling that there was more underlying these ideas, an elemental aspect of our worldview that is so intuitive it is often forgotten. I eventually settled on my answer. Although when I decided what was missing, I felt like my topic was a cop-out, and anticlimactic. But the more I've thought on it, I decided that this isn't just what seems right by me, this is the only message I can deliver. To the class of 2018, my advice, in its simplest and least decorous terms, is this: never forget the importance of yourself. Congratulatory remarks are often made about the amazing feats that we have done, and the success that our school has enjoyed, and the great contributions that the senior class is going to provide to the world outside of Grand Haven. Conspicuously absent from this excellence is where we fit in, not as a cohort of people, but as individuals. It is too easy to become caught up in all that you aren't doing and that those around you are, to become focused on what is important and going right on the community outside of your consciousness. And there's no better time than the beginning of our adulthood to change this mindset. To be clear, I am not advocating for selfishness nor conceitedness, but rather a deliberate effort to do right by yourself. This dedication doesn't need to be drastic, just an intentional act. When I apply this in my own life, I often think of the people I'm grateful for. I see and feel the effects they've had on me, and wonder at how different my life would look if it weren't for a halo of supporters and motivators constantly surrounding me. All of us here feel this gratefulness, admittedly at different times and in different ways, for the people who've influenced us. However, instead of thinking about those we are grateful for, I want to focus on the people who are grateful for us in their lives. More specifically, the people who are grateful to you for being in their life. For each and every one of us, there are friends, family, peers, and colleagues who don't just tolerate you or spend time with you. They're ecstatic that you are part of their life, that you have been there to nurture, grow, and define them, that you are a piece of them. I don't know any way to reinforce this more, beyond saying that you are valued. You are everything to someone. That's not a concept we are comfortable or inclined to think often, but it should be. We treat much of our lives as a comparison to others, from our duties and admirations to loathing and aggression towards the people that occupy our world. But instead of a viewpoint centered on how we compare to those around us, we need to collectively make a shift to see the value we hold in our own microcosms. And this is accomplished by seeing the impact we've made on the world and people around us. We are not indebted to anyone, only ourselves. And what we owe ourselves is an honest and accepting look at all the good we have done. We do not just exist as a part of our community. We are influential, critical, and the star of what we've achieved. Our life is not what anyone expects or wants from it either. We have been gifted the opportunity to make an experience as we see fit. And the biggest part of this is accepting that we are important enough to enjoy our time. Doing what makes us happy, choosing to enjoy the small moments, and having fun are so crucial to everything that our lives stand for, we're scared to admit their importance for fear of being seen as hedonistic or conceited. Don't be. We owe to ourselves a life that we enjoy. This means many things to different people. For some, it is performing in theater or music. For others, playing sports. And others still simply spending time with friends and family. For all people, though, enjoying life is not synonymous with being selfish. The one great fear of proudly seeking happiness is putting oneself above others. But this is only considering a narrow definition of joy. In reality, the most encompassing views of happiness show that what brings the most pleasure is helping and fostering the happiness of others in our lives. This fact is ingrained in our very genes. Evolutionary biology describes the concept of altruism, where animals will risk their own survival to aid their kin. Under the lens of natural selection and group fitness, this behavior is completely sensible. Such actions ensure greater success for the genes that control altruistic efforts, and so these helping behaviors become more commonplace. True, humans aren't pressured to fend off tigers or warn of circling hawks, but we still exhibit altruism towards the people whom are close to us. We console friends when they feel hopeless. We support family when they are struggling, and we reach out to classmates who are in need of help. It is not coincidence that we exhibit these selfless, helping acts. It is physiology. We find the most reward, the greatest joy in giving to others. So choosing to find happiness in life is not self-centered. Rather, focusing on the importance of joy is embracing our ingrained, helpful nature. Some may still find fault with this philosophy. I did as well. As someone involved with clubs, sports, and music throughout my life, I found it difficult to reconcile the importance of self with the commitments we make to others. After all, the overriding characteristic of a team is the willingness of its members to put aside individual needs and focus on the success of the group. What allows individuality and group work to coexist is that they occupy different parts of our lives. When we join a team, we do so voluntarily, making the choice for companionship, honor, or even just to fill time. Whatever the reason, we commit to work with a group because it ultimately contributes to our pursuit of happiness and is an expression of our individual preferences. When we're asked to set aside our needs and make them secondary to the needs of our organization, the suspension of our individualism is done so willingly and reversibly. The choice to join a team does not supersede our aspects of self, but is rather a willing partnership to sacrifice and strive for something greater than what anyone can accomplish on their own. In this manner, committing to a group is only relinquishing individuality temporarily, while the decision is made to maximize enjoyment in the long term. The presence of self-values in these decisions isn't careful manipulation and framing. It is representative of the role that identity plays in our lives. The importance we have as individuals in other people's lives and in the actions that we take are indicators of how widely applicable this notion is. Simply acknowledging the powerful ramifications of self in our lives and the lives of those around us is a commendable task. However, applying this viewpoint to our lives serves to greatly benefit us, most importantly, by allowing us to trust ourselves. Throughout high school, we have accomplished extraordinary feats in academics, athletics, community outreach, and club activities. Anyone who doubts this has to look no further than standardized test scores, rankings in state and national competitions, and events ranging from swing dances to protests to see this excellence. The irony is that for all who perform at this level, there is no peak to attain. Our top runners, musicians, science Olympians, and leaders can attest that there are always ways to learn and improve. There will continually be more that could have been done, and vying for an unattainable best will only result in hurt. This is where valuing oneself comes in, because those who realize their importance can find contentment. These people are able to look at their lives and say, I've worked hard and I trust myself to be successful. Our class has had no lack of hard work and has embodied the effort needed to be the best. At this point, as we head into the next stage of our lives, it is time to trust ourselves, to believe that what we have done has been enough, and to reap the rewards that we have earned. It is time to know our value and be confident enough in this value to feel content. After all, the future is not going to get any easier. We're leaving the metaphorical nest of Grand Haven to venture into the unknown. In many ways, our next steps are a new beginning, a trail that we must forge on our own. As daunting as this task may sound, we can find solace in ourselves and what we've accomplished. We've seen the impact we've had on others, the ways we've deliberately decided to live, and the incredible success we've achieved. So although we must start anew, we understand what we are capable of and the value we hold. In this way, we really are not starting over, because we have the insider tricks. The communities we join will benefit from our presence, and we can trust in the work we do to help bring success in the future. Most of all, we cannot go wrong if we make choices by what's right for us and strive to always enjoy life. Our futures are radiant and hopeful, not because we are certain of what is to come, but because we value ourselves. If we hold on to this belief and carry it wherever we go, our lives are certain to turn out for the best, because we will craft them in the manner best suited to us. Thank you all for listening. Congratulations once again to the class of 2018, and best wishes for the future.
This is the part of the ceremony that everyone has eagerly anticipated. Mr. Engel mentioned earlier that each one of the students participating in tonight's commencement exercises has met the minimum requirements of earning 22.0 credits in order to graduate from Grand Haven High School, which is set forth by the Grand Haven Area Public Schools. Each student receiving a certificate of completion has also received 22.0 credits, which is part of the Department of Education's requirements. Students, you have together combined a grade point average of 3.12. Some people think that when you walk in the doors as a freshman, it doesn't take very much work to walk out of the doors 4 years later. But earning a high school diploma today with the Michigan Merit Curriculum expectations is huge. And you all have persevered and stuck with it, and tonight are going to have your chance on the stage. So if Mr. Sickinga and Mrs. Dean could please come to the microphone. The Board of Education and our Grand Haven Award faculty winners will be helping us on stage, passing out diplomas. At this time, I would like to present to you the first row of the graduating class of 2018.
Tavin Matthew Ardell. Nicholas Scott Beers. Erica Simone Beam. Jenna Renee Benson. Kaylee Mai Bowie. Jamie Marie Cowman. Jacqueline Nicole Crow. Jordan Scott DeVries. Jasmine Duong. Mackenzie Maya Fairfield. Mason Lee Fritz. Ballant Barnabas Gall. Jonathan James Hoffman. Owen Martin Jennings. McKenna Ashley Keith. Sarah Irene Kuning. Ryan Connor Clayhorst. Kelly Marie Clow. Cataline Ann Kovach. Kendall Jean Cruz. Marcelo Joseph Laranja. Zachary Hugh Lavercombe. Connor Jacob Lund. Maya Masvero. Emily Margaret Matson.
William Myung Masiko Mayfield. Bryson Joy McHenry. Noah Joseph Merriman. Isadora Luna Mitchell. Adam Tyler Nelson. Mason Vaughn Osborne. Krista Emmy Plamondon. Jack Conover Plowman. Audrey Taylor Roos. John Christian Richardson. Natasha Elizabeth Robertson. Callista Ashley Rockwell. Jennifer Marie Ryan. Olivia May G. Sanborn. Rebecca Lynn Schrader. Nathan James Sexton. Colton James Simonte. Spencer David Sortman. Trent Gordon Stedjink. Caden Andrew Striegel. Jerica B. Tallman. Lucinda Carol Toppin. Stephanie Nicole Van Nile. Madeline L. Van Skelvin. Jasmine Wang.
Catherine Ann Webster. Alyssa Carmen Wiedemann. Nathan Thomas Witteveen. Casey Jean Abatoy. Hunter Stephen Adkins. Michael Kelly Aguilar. Audrey Grace Albright. Samuel Alcouter. Samantha Marie Amos. Christopher Anthony Anderson. Hannah Renee Anderson. Joseph Ray Anderson. Isabel Francis Andrini. Aspen Ruth Armijo. Brianna Lou Arnold. Jessica Yvonne Ashburn. Micah Charles Baker. Matthew Bradford Baldus. Cole Robert Banning. Andrew Timothy Barney. Logan Kent Batka. Haley Marie Baxter. Matthew David Beals. Justin Thomas Beck. Tucker William Beeland.
Haley Brianne Bethke. Elise J. Betton. Connor Alexander Bevins. Jared Jeffrey Jestrom Bawalda. Mia Ray Bierl. Lucas John Billett. Nikita Roy Boshef. Drew Julianne Bohenick. Emma Grace Borson. Olivia Lauren Boovy. Aiden Ray Bone. Chloe Noel Boomgard. Renee Ellen Borchers. Sean Grace Boss. Alexia Elizabeth Boheis. Adelie Kimberlyn Bauman. Kaylee Marie Braggington. Noah Francis Braley. Jacqueline Ora Brenton. Kellum Bernard Bridgeforth. Ryan Alexis Briegel. Madeline Grace Brockmeyer. Charles Deshaun Brown. Hunter David Brown. Jacob Connor Bruger.
Carter Vernon Bryant. Caitlin J. Buddy. Autumn Marie Bukema. Kenneth Anthony Burford. Arthur Ross Burke IV. Cassidy Ann Burnside. Maddie Imaj Burton. Finian John Bilesma. Christina Rose Byrne. Blake Avery Callahan. Christopher Paul Carlson. Eileen Diane Carmoli. Michaela Justine Carpenter. Sydney Ray Cashmere. Cameron Joseph Casey. Alexis Lauren Cherry. Clarissa May Cherry. Serenity Rose Chester. Rhiannon Chidester. Emily Adrian Childs. Dominique Skylet Christian. Dominic Stephen Cipolla. Mason Alexander Clark. Peter James Clark.
Laura Allison Colley. Angelica Hope Cologne. Olivia Renee Cornelisi. Colin Michael Correa. McKenna Elise Coyne. Colton David Kramer. Ryan James Craze. Mackenzie Marie Crow. Riley Mark Crum. Cameron Jan Curtis. Brianna Lauren Dara. Jared Michael Dashner. Sydney K. Davis. Miranda Grace Deal. Ian James Dean. Derek Joel Deere. Aaron Michael DeVries. Amaya Kajura DeWald. Sophia Leticia Di Loreto. Brandon Vincent Diaz. Lucas Matthew Dick. Julia Grace Drobchek. Megan Aubrey Dunning.
Lene Rose Cochran. Preston Isaac Drager. Peyton Marie Dyga. Dustin Kane Dyke. Yanis Ayveth Alizalde. Faith Marie Ellis. Julia Grace Elzinga. Annika Danielle Emmerich. Matthew Walker Fahey. Emily Young Fisher. Weston James Foote. Terrence Courtney Foster. Danielle Marie Fawkes. Austin Eric Fox. Harmony Neve Fox. Charles Etris Franklin. Harley Lauren Freeman. Clarissa Marie French. Caden Shane Frent. Andrew Ryan Furtaw. Peter Michael Gannon. Carmen Amira Garza. Spencer Joseph Jabolis. Dennis Andrew Glass. Grace Elizabeth Glessner. Andrew Allen Glockson.
Mary Elizabeth Ferguson. Karen Marie Ganella. Gabrielle Paige Gorski. Haddon Lewis Gould. Sebastian Govea Ortega. Alexandria Jean Grable. Janessa Lynn Gradisher. Maverick James Green. McKenna Lee Grennan. Daniel Christian Guillen. Morgan Lou Gundy. Birendra Gurung. Cody Brianne Sharon Jean Gutierrez. Marissa Marie Hall. Wildstar Elohim Hang. Logan J. Harris. Sage Brian Harris. Olivia Therese Harvett. Leonardo Alexander Hasty. Alicia Ann Highbloom. Tanner Jace Higgins. Laura Ellen Rose Hilborn. Ronald Leroy Hodge. Catherine Lee Homeyer.
Emerald Lucina Hochwater. Gabriella Marie Holmberg. Alexandra Lee Holt. Jacob Henry Hallwerda. Mackenzie Lynn Holzinger. Kaylee Renee Hausler. Aaron Boyd Hughes. Brian Thomas Hunting. Joshua Ties Huttinga. Taylor Alexis Hylock. Samuel Thomas Isaacs. Audrey Adrian Izakaitis. Brianna Lynn Gerald. Megan Nicole Jarvis. Tyron Anthony Jeske. Corbin Joseph Johnson. Lauren Keeley Yonker. Alexis Marie Jadalkis. Jonathan G. Camps. Claire Elizabeth Kamsikis. Ariana Knaus. Landon Horace Keeler. Brendan Anthony Kelly. Bryce Thomas Carriage. Samantha Lauren Kurzman.
Jason Christopher Kibalowski. Parker John Kingma. Douglas Richard Knapp. Jaden Andrew Knapp. Devon Alexander Knox. Justin James Kutsier. Joshua Matthew Corneef. Megan Elizabeth Kostner. Wesley Michael Kozan. Paige Aaron Kramer. Madeline Grace Crapole. Gabrielle Micah Kreisinger. Emily Ann Kukla. Samuel Robert Kukla. Riley Ann Kundi. Christopher Paul LaCour. Brielle Sky LaCourse. Maria Therese Lamori. Kelsey Marie Lansky. Promise Ann Lattimore. Matthew Denver Lepley. Eric G. Livingston. Jacob Timothy Lockwood. Maggie Elizabeth Long.
Malik Antoine Love. Devin Xavier Leader. Christina Ray McNeil. Samuel Bradley Malat. Gabriella Bea Mancia. Sophie Jane Mariani. Ryan Howard Thomas Matson. Megan Ann McCarthy. Ian Connor McLean. Caitlin Alexandra McConnell. Lee Ann McCoy. Kodiak Richard McDonald. Austin James Miller. Noah Samuel Morales. Olivia Joy Moffitt. Jasmine Lee Money. Colin Russell Monsma. Brendan Martin Moore. Lauren Elaine Morgan. Kennedy Gail Morrow. Natalie Jean Mulder. Kyle Edwards Nagy. Logan Daniel Naparella. Demetrius Malik Neely.
Alexis Ann Nisbet. Fiona Karen Nick. John Hudson Nicholson. Cameron Kelly Nogar. Elizabeth Leanne Nowak. Corinne Nicole Nowicki. Claire Elise O'Connor. Olivia Gianna O'Connor. Danielle Lynn Page. Veronica Cheyenne Parise. Celia Ruth Parker. Destiny Lynn Perez. Nathan Carmelo Perez. Trent Leland Perkins. Kayleen Carmen Plantinga. Ryan William Plug. Nathaniel Ryan Podine. Alicia Morgan Poost. Olivia Rose Pontarelli. Jarrett Michael Prins. Kennedy Marie Quirin. Caitlin Marie Rabidou. Sydney Grace Ratter. Benjamin Allen Reck. Harrison Adam Reck.
Austin James Reedy. Colin Scott Reinders. Holly Sue Reinders. Jacob Andrew Reefer. Elizabeth Davis Reese. Blake Stephen Replogle. Quinn Allen Rieger. Bradley Michael Robertson. Chelsea Renee Robertson.
Joe Matthew Rokas.
Just gonna do it. Callie Nicole Rollins. Gage Riley Rose. Austin James Rowland. Grant Jacob Ruster. Annalie Ryan. Cassidy Joe Ryder. Seth Dylan Ryder. Samuel Thomas Joseph Sagan. Leanna Diane Sanchez. Caitlin Elise Sandy. Cameron Thomas Scarborough. Carly Jade Schmidt. Catriel Marie Schmidt. Katie Lynn Rosales.
Quentin Edward Schuler. Camera Marie Schultz. Nicholas Daniel Schultz. Jared Thomas Schwartz. Griffin Michael Seckler. Caitlin Bryn Champagne. Dylan Thomas Shenefield. Jared James Shepard. Kayla Marie Shepard. Spencer Philip Schrantz. Kiara Marie Simmons. Nicholas Parker Skinner. Dylan Michael Skorupski. Pearl Helen Slayton. Joshua Ross Smelker. Natasha Katia Sokolow. Jordan Grace Sonneveld. Hunter Joseph Spangler. Caden Mateo Spear. Reese Kelly Squires. Lucas James Stafford. Jonathan Allen Stanhope. Cameron Lee Steinke. Patricia Elaine Stevens. Jasmine Faith Stowe.
Michaela Marie Suska. Aaron William Sutherland. Jacob Matthew Sweat. Shelby Madison Tackman. Rusal Tamang. Jocasta Matthews Taylor. Kennedy Cabri Tenhagen. Alexandria Taylor Taryn. Jacob James Thayer. Tyler Christian Thomas Cox. Stephanie Suzette Thompson. Travis Edwin Thompson. Brigham Ty Thornock. Haley Marie Thrift. Mara Catherine Tillman. Lenora Sue Taki. Dylan Joshua Topliff. Carissa Marie Tracy. Elijah Edward James Traub. Hayden Riley Trowbridge. Jaden Rose True. Carrie-Ann Grace Turner. Zachary Vincent Tyler. Noah Lee Van Abema. Nicholas Quinn Vance.
Andrew Michael Thorns. Mackenzie Cameron Vanderlee. Andrea Nicole Van Dyke. Noah William Van Ort. Kyle Robert Veach. Emma Ann Veldhuizen. Nicolay Michael Vielik. Sierra Sunday Vickers. Graham Lucian Vink. Alexis Grace Walker Van Single. Amber Nicole Wallish. Benjamin Scott Wassel. Alec Benjamin Weber. William Townsend Webster. Rebecca Kathleen Welch. Benjamin Thomas Workman. Braxton Daniel Wirt. Abigail Jenna Whitney. Logan Hutchinson Weirda. Tanner Jordan Waymink Hafler. Cecilia Rosemary Wilder. Naomi Ann Wildrum. Sarah Mae Wilkinson. Carter John Williams. Jacob Joel Williams.
Naomi Lee Woodwick. Joseph Andrew Williams. Kylie Elise Williams. Ayebo Mary Wilson. Riley Christopher Wilton. Tristan Sinclair Winkleman. Garrett Joel Wise. Riley Daniel Wisniewski. Jaden Francis Wolf. Dylan Gage Wolfer.
Nora Lynn Woodworth. Stephen J. Woodwick. Denver John Wright. Philip James Wright. Alyssa Lynn Yeager. Charlie Boyd Young. Sierra Azteca Zamarron. Gabriela Adelia Zambelli. Mallory Brooke Zimmerman.
I would like to take an opportunity to thank a number of people who are instrumental in this evening's event. If we could please hold our applause till the end. The entire Grand Haven Area Public Schools operations crew for their support on making our campus look absolutely beautiful and getting our stadium ready for tonight. Dennis Threadgill, Tanya Johnson, Brian Wheeler, and the entire crew of GHTV students, audio system production, and live stream tonight on YouTube. Our flower girls, ushers, and greeters in the mezzanine, who are juniors this evening that will be in your seats as graduates next year. The junior Senate and ambassador underclassmen who are here to help distribute your packets this evening. The staff from the Ottawa County Sheriff's Department. Mr. Ian Novoselic, Director of Marching Band and our high school band, along with Dustin Stoner, band teacher. Our class advisors, Senior Class Advisor Abby Williams, Elizabeth Jervis, Brian Williams, and Tricia Nutt, along with our Student Senate Advisor Tom Paleo. C.E. Sickinga and Angel Dean for reading names this evening. Our support personnel, Lisa Johnson, Mark Lundvik, Ann Graves, and Mike Feasby, along with Sharon Yonker, who drove the golf cart to and from the parking lot to support those that needed that. Our entire Grand Haven Area Public Schools teaching and support staff who participated in this evening's event with your black caps and gowns to celebrate with our graduates. The organization from the office staff, Renee Zelinka, Kara Kemperman, Carrie Francis, Lynn Bailey, Barb Burko, and Rita Way. And a humongous shout out to my secretary, Denise Sabo, who works tirelessly on making sure the program is set, medals are taken care of, diplomas are ordered along with diploma jackets. We could not do this without her energy, time, and commitment. The Board of Education for participating this evening, along with Superintendent Engel. And finally, to the high school team, Facility Manager Jason McKay, Deputy Ryan DeVries, Athletic Director Scott Robertson, Assistant Principals Mike Roberson and Travis Spayman. We have the most awesome administrative team around. These 5 individuals provide a ton of support all the time, but of course, today is unbelievable. So if you could join me in thanking all of those people. Sorry, Katie. Caden Striegel's worried because I had to get a drink. It's my turn, and this is very, very difficult every year. So first, I'm going to send my attention to the stands, to the parents, grandparents, and all the supporting cast and crew that are here this evening. Some of you families have first graduates, and this is all new for you. The emotions that you're feeling tonight range from excitement to being scared to death about what's the next steps for your child. Many of you are attending your final commencement. You too have a wide range of emotions as you are getting ready to soon have an empty nest. There are a large number of families this evening, I wasn't going to do this, that are graduating away from Grand Haven Area Public Schools. For me, it's extremely bittersweet to say congratulations and goodbye. Because some of you families have had 3, 4, and even 5 students that have gone through our school system, and you've been part of supporting Grand Haven High School for over 10 years. No matter where you are in the process tonight, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for entrusting us with your children. Thank you for supporting all of the teachers and administrators for the past 13 years. And thank you for partnering with us all the way from elementary class parties, field trips, events, PTA, music, sports boosters. Whatever role you've taken, it's an intentional commitment to support kids, not only those under your roof, but all of those that are sitting in front of us tonight. You matter in the lives of our students from the beginning all the way till the end. And even some of them might not want you around all the time. They'll tell you thank you. Class of 2018, you're almost finished. And I know you can't hardly sit still. But I want to just share a few thoughts. We are cooking, by the way. It's only 8:15. I got about 45 minutes, so I don't really know what you guys are worried about. The sun's down. We up here have been sweating all night. The rest of you have been extremely comfortable. However, okay, since I just heard Tracy from the audience, very quickly I go from Mrs. Wilson T. Willie to Tracy. So, at any rate, I'm going to give you some thoughts of mine, which I know doesn't surprise you. In the fall of 2005, you began your educational journey as a kindergartner. Some of you here in Grand Haven, some of you other places. Can you remember those emotions of having to maybe step on that bus for the first time, scared to death to leave your mom or dad as you took those first couple of steps? Some of you never looked back, and you still haven't looked back. You continue to claim your independence. And then you moved on to middle school. Your class separated for 1 year in 6th grade, and you're the first group to come together in 7th grade at Lakeshore Middle School and spend 6 years together from 7th grade through 12th grade. But when you entered middle school, whether it was 6th grade or on to 7th grade, your bodies were growing, you became a little bit awkward. You did some things maybe for the first time. You found out what it was like to try out for a team, a lead role, maybe sing a solo, along with maybe getting some of your first disappointments. And then you moved on in the fall of 2014 to the big house. And you came here along with all of the academic and social pressures. You've continued to grow and learn, support and believe in one another. You've become very compassionate and empathetic, and you've given to young kids, and you've always pushed yourselves to step outside of your comfort zones. You've also pushed the adults in our institution to give us your space, to let you grow, but also be there when you need an extra hand, smile, or hug. Most certainly through some of the losses that you've experienced. You were the third class to participate in the tradition of the senior final walkout, and nearly all of you hopped on buses or a couple of SUVs because you went to a school that maybe wasn't one of our elementaries. But together, you got back on those buses and you went to where you started. You went to White Pines or Lakeshore. And the impact that you left on those elementary students, intermediate and middle school students is unbelievable. You then came to Pod 3, came through the high school building, out those front doors for the last time together as a class. Some of you stayed around for a picture, others couldn't be bothered, which has been typical for some of you in your class. But the tradition that you have continued with, leaving an impact on younger kids, is unbelievable. These kids have looked up to you, whether it was on a court, on a field, on a stage. They've been there cheering you on, and you provided them yesterday that one last opportunity. Thank you for doing that. We've challenged you during these 4 years to think beyond yourself. You have a group of peers that led a new program called Bucko's First Mates, which encouraged all high school students to support one another in all of the different events that we have. 32 of you are wearing a white cord tonight because you met the challenge of supporting one another at events. That new tradition will continue on. Others of you were part of developing programs like Show Up, being part of Adams Acts, the Chalkboard Project, Call to Warriors, everything in an effort to grow your compassion and empathy toward others. Taking time to be kind always and showing up for each other, and realizing that every interaction you have counts. Whether it's big or little, we can always make a difference in the lives of someone else. Too often, we're going through life in the fast lane, expecting instant gratification, and all the while, it just takes time to slow down, pay attention, show gratitude and kindness to others. I recently read an article that talked a little bit about time management, or so I thought. And you hear all the time that people are trying to be more productive, more successful, trying to squeeze more in. And what this article really said was that time management doesn't exist. There are 24 hours in a day. There are 365 days in a year. Time is time. And what you need to do is learn how to manage yourself. It's called personal management or self-management. How do you spend your time? That's a better question that you need to be asking yourself. Do you find yourself daydreaming and wandering through with your thumb social media and all of a sudden realizing that you've done or accomplished nothing? Are you scrolling through Instagram, Snapchat, text messages, whatever it might be, and all of a sudden time's gotten away, your parents, teachers, some other adult asking you to manage your time better, and what they really want you to do is manage yourself better. So how you spend your time and how you're going to move forward, self-management really talks about the thoughts and emotions that you have. How are you dealing effectively with work or school, with family and other relationships that you have? It's about being in the moment, managing where you are and knowing what's happening around you. Being a lifelong learner, kind of interesting how many of the things said tonight just weave together, and we all didn't sit down together and work on our speeches. You need to set goals and set high goals. Because if you set small goals, it's harder to get to where you want to go at a faster pace. You don't need to get there fast, but set a goal that you can stretch yourself for, yet accomplish and move on to something more. It's always about organizing your time. Spend your time meaningfully. We need to truly know what we're doing, when we're doing it, and who we're doing it with. Again, 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. We have no idea when our time will run out. So remember to choose what you're doing with your physical presence. Be present. Life is most certainly a journey, and you'll continue to be faced with success and adversities. It's how you move forward that will define who you are. The moment that you're in, if it's a success or a failure, doesn't define you forever. It's how you move forward from that moment. You've already learned how to come together as a group in some of the best times and some of the most difficult times. You've learned to have acceptance for one another and how to have tolerance no matter what your differences are. Many of you experience personal loss, personal setbacks, and your peers have reached out to be there for you, to support you through and to not leave you hanging. Through those personal crises and tragedies, you know that you have friends. That's what defines your character, how you reach out and help others. No matter what, you're going to be faced with good, bad, and ugly. How you handle those situations is what defines you. Your perseverance and grit will help you move forward for yet another day. So we've talked about how you've been a role model. We've talked about how you've done all kinds of things in 4 years here in this building. You're leaving a footprint on our campus. You've set the bar for more graduates, more underclassmen to receive higher and higher and higher. You're leaving a footprint on the hearts of many people that will continue to work in Grand Haven High School. You've come together and tackled some heavy topics, and you've supported each other. I feel extremely humbled to be on this journey with you and to have just a small part of your entire life, especially during the tough times of high school. What you choose to do is totally up to you, and how you choose to remember is totally dependent on what you choose to live your life like. How you choose to treat others, again, will help you define your forwards, knowing that when you leave the stadium tonight, we all get a fresh start. All 419 of you get a fresh start. 1,487, no, just kidding. 419 of you get a fresh start. This is an ending and it's a new beginning. So invest some time on what Megan asked you to do that she stole from Mr. Cram. Be still. Invest some time on yourself, in your own personal reflections on where you've been, where you want to go, and what it will take to get there. Choose kindness over anger in a situation. Take a deep breath. Look at someone else's situation and show compassion or empathy, because maybe their life circumstances are just a little more difficult than yours. We've had a lot of fun together. Some of you have laughed a lot. Some of you have had to go through some tears. And that's okay, because honestly, it's hard for me to believe right now. We told you 4 years ago to get involved, leave an impact, and here you are 4 years later, about to leave the nest. Another 419 kids are graduating from this building and are going to be called alumni. Just know that you will always, always have a support system here. You have lots of adults that care for you. You can always count on me as your principal, whether I'm your principal today, last week, or I'm just your principal from 4 years ago. I cannot wait to see how you're going to change the world, one Grand Haven graduate at a time. Don't forget to take the time to thank your family. Be proud to tell people that you're from Grand Haven, that awesome community on the lakeshore. Give back to whatever community you go to. Just know that you're stepping into your life and you get to make those decisions. You've done a fantastic job here, and I wish you nothing but peace and much love. Are you ready? Okay. So, before we move that tassel, just remember to take that time when you stand to find your family, to thank them when you get off this stadium field. So you may stand and find your family. Although this tassel is only going to move a few inches, the movement of this tassel symbolizes the hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and effort you put into the last 13 years. So at this time, let's take that tassel from the right-hand side and move it to the left-hand side as we have 419 new alumni. You guys can head to your tables to get your diploma packets.